Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, and New Japan, and everything in between. I am your host, James J, and always with me, Kaliko Yachts.
What it do, man? This G1's getting me, man. But we'll get into that later.
You got the G1 Blues?
Mainly because of one person, but the other person I just didn't see coming. But we'll get to that later.
Mitch Mayhem.
Hey, what up, dudes?
And Scooter Dust.
Yo.
And it's a great day for wrestling. Honestly, not
Depends on great.
Yeah. No, it was not a great day for wrestling.
You ain't kidding.
Earlier this week, we lost a true legend and pioneer, Road Warrior Animal. He was only 60. This really sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Scooter, can you maybe elaborate a little bit on a Road Warrior Animal?
Well, for those of you who don't know, Road Warrior Animal, real name Joe Laurinaitis, the brother of, yes, that John Laurinaitis, WWE Hall of Famer. His son played for the Rams.
Really?
Yeah, he got drafted. Yeah, his son got drafted out of Rams.
Yeah. But it's the surprise of it that really got me, because when you consider the time between Hawk passing and Animal, Hawk, God rest his soul, had his problems, and that's unfortunate. Animal had no indication of bad health.
It's the Roddy Piper rule. You don't live past 64 for a wrestler who's been through all that shit with your body.
But he was technically still competing up to a couple of years ago.
It comes out of nowhere.
That is true. It really does.
And he was not an old guy. And, in wrestling terms, he was 60. And, you just said he was competing a couple years ago. So, this is truly, this year just sucked for wrestling deaths, honestly.
This year sucks for everything, dude.
Yeah. Hey,
my favorite shirt right now, there's a shirt there's a dumpster with a fire in it that says 2020. That's my favorite fucking shirt right now.
Mitch, do you want to share your thoughts on Road Warrior Animal and his legacy?
He was part of Legion of Doom, dude. He was fucking badass. I grew up watching him like a lot of people my age did. I mean, there's not a lot to say. It took me by surprise, too. I thought he was in good health. He had no prior health, situations or anything like that. But I go back to the Roddy Piper rule. A wrestler who's had their body through that much shit, steroids included, because that shit wears on your heart. This is a topic for another day, but that's why a lot of wrestlers don't get past the age of 64, like Roddy Piper said.
And Kaliko, any last thoughts?
Honestly, this is surprising, but I will say this: it shows, man, we need to check on Ric Flair, because to me.
He's an anomaly. Are you kidding me?
No. I'm not saying like. I'm just saying check on Ric Flair.
He's fine.
Right? No, but my thing is
he's a cat. He's like on his 8th life.
It makes you realize how precious it is as far as like for the wrestling community, and it's just like it's almost like
How
Ric
old is
Flair
Ric Flair?
He's
67?
67?
No.
70s, right?
70,
Okay,
He's in
70,
his
that's like
70s.
100 in
70.
wrestling years.
And that's my point. And to me, it's like, man, give these dudes their flowers right. They here, yo. But I feel like that the
I
80s,
hear you.
the 80s in itself, like people that were wrestling in the 80s and dealing with all that stuff in the
Uh-huh.
80s, it's coming home to roost 40
Oh,
years later.
I'm shocked Hogan's still around, to be honest with you.
And for the youngins who don't know,
I'm glad. But,
Legion of Doom / Road Warriors, arguably the
man.
greatest tag team of all time, held belts wherever they went. Didn't matter who was their manager, Precious, Paul Ellering, whatever the case may be. They
And
just went through and raised hell. They were the reason Demolition became a thing, because Demolition was kind of like a off-brand Road Warriors. So to me, it just sucks. And think about this: the Survivor Series in 1990, the team, it was the Ultimate Warriors, the Road Warriors, Ultimate Warrior, and Texas Tornado. All are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that puts things in
a
perspective.
lot of wrestlers are gone. That's why I'm saying it's an anomaly to have like an old wrestler, dude. That it's almost an oxymoron.
To me, there's very few. I felt like he aged gracefully too, because there's very few wrestlers that age gracefully. Like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat aged uberly gracefully. Like
The opposite end of that's
the ring,
Iron
too.
Sheik. Yeah.
so, I feel like you just got next time we go back outside, we get these WrestleCons. I'm like have to go to every one I see, because it's just like you gotta throw these flowers
He's
while
not
they
gonna be
here.
around much longer, that's for sure. Yeah.
Of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Laurinaitis family during this difficult time. And let's
Real quick before we move on, it blows my mind that it's been over 20 years or 15, 20 years since Hawk's been gone. It just blows my mind it's been that long.
yeah, and let's get on to something a little bit more lighthearted. Retribution,
That's possible.
not Kozawa's ninjas. No, they're actually a group of people in WWE right now. We got names. We got Twixball, Mace Spray, and the Misadventures of Flapjack.
Slapjack. Not Flapjack, Slapjack.
No, I'm pretty sure it was named
like-
Flapjack.
It's like the thing Stevie Ray used to use.
In Detroit,
They sound like sex names gone wrong.
In the hood, flapjacks just mean you got a fat ass.
Scooter, these are the
I didn't
worst.
see that coming.
These are the worst names in wrestling history. No.
Yeah, considering that you also have Maya Yim as Reckoning and
It
Mercedes
ruined one of my favorite female wrestlers. Fuck.
Mercedes Martinez as Retaliation. Like this is
Sounds like a high-priced Russian stripper.
It's really ridiculous considering that we're not supposed to recognize that it's Dominic Dijakovic, Dio Madden.
Yeah,
Yes,
Dio Madden is the funniest one. He looks so fucking funny.
that is Dio Madden and Shane Thorne, I believe is the third one.
Word, Shane Thorne. Didn't see that coming. No, I knew Dio Madden because he looks like a jacked up Lenny Kravitz. So I could tell them dreadlocks anyway.
How the hell could you not know it's Dio Man with the dreadlocks?
With the mask.
Yeah, that's what I said. I could tell it was him because he looked like Lenny Kravitz.
Like a brace, like a face brace. Like it covers up nothing.
And it continued.
This is just like, why not just name them like, oh, we have herpes over here, we got hepatitis over there, cirrhosis. Or you could do the 7 deadly sins. That would at least be a step up.
Honestly, I think you could tell people who named them saw Grease as like the menacing name. I'm surprised they weren't called the T-Birds. Like straight up. Like straight up. It just sounds so 50s and
T-bar.
60s. Teammates and T-Bar and Flapjack.
I would have liked Rebar better than that, because at least Rebar is an actual like weapon.
Yeah.
I know.
What the fuck is T-Bar supposed to be? Am I taking my kid to play a T-Bar game in the park?
Someone said, so I saw a meme that it showed like when you order Dark Order from Wish.com.
Oh. Okay, that's a good one. I will say the only one that they looked like they made an effort with was Dijakovic. They shaved his head, they gave him some face paint. If you wasn't really familiar with him, you didn't kind of know who he was. But they literally made no effort with any other person to conceal their identity.
Yeah, because Mia Yim got blue hair, so you could kind of
Yeah.
that's a dead ass giveaway.
I mean, I guess they just wanted us to feast our eyes.
There you go. There you go.
I see. Pun
Oh,
intended.
oh, wait, I got a better pun coming later.
All right. I don't think we're gonna beat that one though. But I look forward to it. So that concludes the news. We have a big show tonight. We'll be covering, we'll be previewing and reviewing all the matches from the G1 so far.